All right, we open up. Hey, 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 this is your recap, Aunty. Hey, this is Shar. And we open up the recap for Beyond the Gates for episode number 86 with Smitty. You know, being just giving a little jest of some coffee to Jacob. Late, well, the way he laid that damn cup on the desk, it sounded empty to me, but hell, you know, that I got old lady ears, so whatever. He said, so Jacob took a sip like, wait a minute now, this can't be from the cafeteria here. So Smitty was like, you know what, it's the least that I can do, you know, give you a little coffee. Seems like I'm sure your partner ain't doing that shit for you no more. Oh yeah. Jacob was like, look, the only time I've seen Malone friendly with me, let alone being offering me coffee friendly, was when that mother sucker wanted something. Jacob was like, and I gotta admit, he's been real talkative tonight. And I said that yesterday. I said, Marcel, you being chatty patty now. It's like you talking too much. You talking too much. That's what you're doing. You know. So Smitty says, well, volunteering information about his quote unquote inheritance. Jacob was like, oh, he out here just a little stressing a little bit because your ass is trying to win a Pulitzer at his expense. Go ahead, Jacob. Okay, Jacob got a little read in him too. And then Smitty was like, oh yeah, that's me. I am the bottom feeding journalist who's trying to spin a story about the poor, innocent detective. Okay, they having a read fest. I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Smitty. So Smitty was like, how nervous was he? So Jacob says, this is the first time that I've ever seen the un, untouchable detective Malone. He was absolutely shooketh. So we back at the red door, baby. You know, that's Martin and Smitty's place. So Martin is staring out the window. I'm like, who the fuck he looking for? He talking about, thank God. So we look at the door and it's Samantha. We haven't seen her in such a long time with her little, ponytails. Go ahead, Sam. So I guess he texted her to bring her ass home. He was like, it took you long enough. She said, okay, I'm here. I mean, Keisha and I were in the middle of a Wicked sing-along. Girl, don't get me started crying about Wicked, y'all. That damn movie, every time I hear Defying Gravity, like the way Cynthia sings it, there's something in me that starts to cry, and I don't know why. I think that song has a spell on it. Okay, I think it has a spell. All right, but I am gonna go see that shit in November. I sure am. All right, back to the show. See, so I push play, and so Samantha said, "See, it would have been a major vibe killer if I would have left before defying gravity." I swear, y'all, I did not see her talking about defying gravity before I push play. Ooh, your auntie is a little psychic. So Martin with his word ass talking about, so you left me waiting and worried. Look, I called your ass and I told you to come straight home, Samantha. She was like, yeah, with zero context. I mean, what was the emergency? Martin was like, look, there's no damn emergency. Kids are a trip. Plans have changed, honey. You're here tonight, and while they're talking and fussing, Tyrell is coming downstairs. Oh God, it's gonna be a. Oh, here we go with all this fussing and shit. We find out that Samantha had been planning a sleepover with Keisha for over a week, and now all of a sudden, Martin just changed plans. I don't know why he just won't say, look, yeah, there's a man out here, he's dangerous. Y'all keep your ass at home. Something to that effect without going into full detail, you know? So Tyrell was like, look, don't waste your breath. Pops is just bugging because I had somebody over here for chess. So Samantha was like, I mean, what does that have to do with me? And so Tyrell was like, nothing, Pop is, if you ask me, Pops is just overreacting like he always damn do. Then they looking at his ass and he looking out the window like he looking for boss man to come and catch him. Who are you looking for, Martin? Chill the fuck down. Didn't you just talk to Bill? Bill said he got that? Damn. Okay, we back at the casino and Joey is sitting there with his feet all on the damn poker table. So you hear Randy say, what the fuck is this? This ain't no fucking arrest. So Marcel brought damn Randy's ass right there in front of Joey. Sure did. Randy. You remember when you first came here and I gave your ass a job when no one else would even look at your ass? That's what Joey says to Randy. Randy is good. Now, Randy talks real proper, honey, but he sound like a thug on here with his thick self. Go ahead, Randy. Randy said, look, I remember Joey. I can explain. Joey cut his ass off. Joey says, I started you counting chips back in the back. You remember that? But that shit wasn't really good enough for your ass. So I moved your ass up because I thought you were fucking smart. And I thought that you believed in what we were trying to build here. And I also thought that you knew how to keep your eyes fucking open and your mouth shut. So that little blink, y'all know that little, the little, what is that called? Like a little violin or some shit. And so Joey's still talking. So Randy, when the fuck did you start thinking that you were smarter than me? Randy, get to explaining. Look, boss. Look, I just needed a little something. That's all. I just was trying to get a fresh start. I was gonna pay you the money back with interest, boss. I promise. Randy. Okay, now here we go. Joey looks at Marcel and says, do you hear that, Marcel? Our boy was going to pay me back. He said with interest, Joey. I don't like when white people say boy to a black man. I don't. Y'all lucky it's a black woman who writing this, because I would have an issue. I don't like it. I don't like it. So Joey was like, where the fuck did you find him again, Marcel? Marcel said, international terminal with a ticket to Bali. Randy, you were supposed to go to Cali, not Bali. It's C-A-L-I, not B-A-L-I, nigga. Joey was like, Bali? Oh, Bali. I heard it's nice. Paradise on fucking earth. I heard Bali is real nice. In Dubai, I heard all of that is nice. Cliffside beaches, nice jungle vibe. What do you mean, Joey? Come on now. You can't give us that Kenneth vibe now. I mean, God knows. And Marcel knows, he said, and non-extradition laws. The perfect place to spend somebody else's 10 motherfucking grand. So Joy was like, okay, Randy, so what was the plan, huh? You was going to try to lay low at a cheap-ass motel and then sneak back into the country after I forgot all about who you were? As if I could do that. Go ahead, Joey. I'm liking the vibe now. Just don't say boy no more. After you lied to me and stolen from me. After you lied to me and stolen from me. Randy tried to explain, but boss, please, no. Ain't no fucking please. No. I bet you only packed for warm weather, didn't you? Huh? And Joey was like, well, that's too damn bad because it gets real cold where you're finna go. Okay, I mean, we are at Uptown. So... Ashley and Andre are still sitting. We see Danny at the bar. Just got this big damn wicked smile on her face. Y'all know that movie Smile? That's the type of smile Danny has on her face. So Ashley says, well, you know what? She says to Andre, I don't really like to state the obvious, but Danny Dupree's been burning a hole through you for the past few minutes. He says, just ignore her. I'm sure she's fine. Really, Andre? So Ashley says, okay. So Danny comes up and is like, well, with her martini in her hand, baby. Isn't this a surprise? Oh, shit. Andre was like, yeah, you telling me. And Ashley's looking like, what the fuck? And we all know, we all know that damn Danny don't play nice, honey. She play dirty. She's dirty Danny. She gon' ooh. Let me push play so I can see what this crazy girl gonna do. So baby, we are back after the commercials, and so Danny pulls up a seat without even asking them. So he says, Danny, why don't you join us? Yeah. So Danny was like, one step ahead of you as always, darling. She taps him on the arm. Ooh, she gonna let him have it. Although I do appreciate the invitation. I hope that I'm not interrupting what seems to be such wholesome entertainment. You know, she be talking so fast, and I had to watch this damn thing twice. She talks so fast. She be spitting out her lines, baby. So Ashley says, well, actually, we were in the middle of something, and we were having a wonderful time. Oh, my God, girl. Oh, my God, Ashley. Weren't we, Andre? So Danny was like, honey, I must admit, I'm really surprised to see you two together. So Andre was like, So Danny's drilling. She was like, is this a new development? So Andre was like, yeah, we've been cool since I got back. And so, yeah. So Ashley says, well, tonight is the first night that we've been out together. So Danny was like, oh, seems like there's some ambiguity in what we're witnessing here. Oh, she gonna be so mad. Ashley was like, no, there's nothing ambiguous about it. If I could say the fucking word. Ashley says, no, there's nothing ambiguous about it. So Danny was like, friends with benefits then. And so Andre was like, not exactly. And Ashley was like, definitely friends. Danny was like, forgive me. Girl, I am just trying to keep up, honey. So she points at Ash. She said, okay, so you, honey, you were newly single. But you, she's talking to Andre, you are known as the king of the revolving fucking door. Famous for having a lady in every damn zip code. So does that mean that Ashley is just another pit stop on your map? So Ashley says, huh, girl, that's all you got to say? Is huh. So we're back at the red door, honey, and so Samantha's looking at her phone saying Keisha's mama just texted her to ask her if everything was all right because they were supposed to have a sleepover to finish singing the songs of Wicked, whatever else. So Samantha, they whining. What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to just say, sorry, I can't come. I'm on lockdown because my damn brother brought somebody home for playing chess. And so Tyrell was like, look, don't blame that shit on me. So he was like, don't blame me for Pops putting me on punishment. He was like, look, nobody's on punishment. That's what Martin says. I'm just trying not to take any chances. All right. So she was like, Dad, you've been knowing Keisha since middle school. I mean, you know her mom, you know her. I mean, so Tyrell was like, yeah, be careful, girl. That her family might be running some damn underground chess ring on the Lolo. We might just have to call the damn feds on this one. See, they being smart. He goes into this whole spiel that there's some things that they don't understand. As a congressman, he has to push different bills and incentives that a lot of folks out there don't care for, which makes him a damn target. I mean, you've been like this since they know that. You ain't saying nothing new, Martin. And adding the fact that he's openly gay and he's black, and the numbers of threats, they just really keep increasing. Those are the kind of threats that your dad and we don't want to share with you. So she was like, is that, Samantha was like, is that what happened? Somebody's threatening you? And Mark was like, look, I'm just telling you, I just want y'all to be careful. And your ass shouldn't be inviting strangers into our home, which is the truth. Which is the truth. That man was what? And he had a big old damn Band-Aid on his face. And you thought it was okay for you to bring him over there to play chess? No, Tyrell, that was dumb. That was dumb. Tyrell again, I told you he wasn't no random on the street. Look, I thought you and Dad was going to be home, and Martin just cut his ass off like, look, shut up. So they just talk about how unfair it is, and Tyrell is like, it is, he's just been a helicopter parent. So we see Martin staring out into space, remembering the conversation that him and Kenneth had yesterday about the kids just growing up so fast. One minute they're safe, and the next minute, nigga, So he was gone. So Samantha was like, hello, Earth to Pop, nigga, you are you even listening? We talking to you. He says, look now, it's my job to keep you both safe, okay? Both of you. There's no need for an explanation, all right? So we back at the precinct. So Jacob talks to Smitty, say, man, talking about coming at you at all angles, man. First, my pops is playing defense, telling me to watch out for your ass. And Smitty was like, well, it could be like you said, the chief just protecting his people. But then that damn Marcel comes at me with the exact same playbook. I ain't stupid, man. They think I'm dumb. Well, sometimes you be asking too many damn questions, Jacob. But you lucky you fine. So Jacob was like, make it make sense, damn. So Smitty's like, yeah, it's clear that they are running damn interference. They're protecting your ass from the journalist who's threatening the brotherhood. What does that mean? Why y'all got these white people talking like boy and brother? What's going on? Jacob was like, well, see, that's what got me fucking heated the most. It's like Marcel was like, well, is abusing this shit. And definitely he's abusing my dad's trust for his own gain. Jacob, you better wake the fuck up, because when you find out about Elon, you gonna be hurt. So Smitty was like, and when you say gain, so Jacob interrupts him and says, what's a crooked cop going for these days? And how dirty of a deed did you have to do in order for you to stack that much fucking paper? Smitty was like, well, that is a $500,000 question. So Jacob was like, I really got to damn admit, I wasn't expecting him to go there when he told me that you hacked into his bank accounts. But obviously he felt that that defense was the best defense. He thought that that defense was the best offense. But you know what? It's crazy because he knew the exact two deposits that you were talking about, and he admitted that it would make him look bad. And he had a story for each that we couldn't verify. That's what Smitty says. You see, that's the thing about them fucking corrupt cops. They always underestimate us journalists. Jacob was like, well, not no more. Ever since you left those breadcrumbs in his account. Smitty was like, well, damn, I knew that Marcel was going to figure out he was hacked. And I wanted that mother sucker to know it was me. So Jacob was like, yo, you played him like a fiddle. Damn, man. Damn. So, like, okay. Now, Smitty's getting real confident, cocky, like he leaning back in the chair, acting like he's schooling Jacob. You see, that's the thing. You see, when people feel like their secrets are slipping, like he's just know it all. That's when their masks start to crack. You're getting real cocky, Smitty. You need to go home, baby. Jacob was like, that's how you know you're getting close. And Smitty says, well, we can't forget one thing. And that's what's happened with Leslie. When last time we see Leslie? Been 2 weeks? When you see her last week? When last time? Yeah, because that's how she been acting. She been acting real nervous and shit. They getting close. All right, back to the show. So, again, Smitty was like, well, that's one thing. And so Jacob was like, well, what's that? I tell you, that damn Jacob. I swear. I tell you, he's the question man. Smitty says that we know for sure that something big happened 2 years ago. This ain't about some cop who got in trouble. Something so heavy happened back then that someone had to pay a whole fucking fortune to make everybody forget about that shit. Child, we are back at the casino, and Randy says, "Oh my mama, Joey, I wasn't gonna make this. I'm gonna make it up to you, all right? I mean, you know how I do. I just needed a." Joey was like, I know, motherfucker. A fresh start. A steak. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. Don't insult my fucking intelligence. Especially when we haven't even talked about your original fucking sin. Ooh, Randy, what you do? There's a man walking around out there on borrowed time. Time that your ass was supposed to make short. I tried. This was Reggie said. I tried, okay? I shot him. He went down, all right? I was going to make sure and shot him again, all right? But the gun jammed. Oh, my God. The gun that you gave me, Joey. So I don't know what the fuck happened. Next thing I know, he's up and running, and I'm pretty sure I nicked his ass. Anyway, he's in the wind. That's what Randy says. Great monologue, Randy. It might be your last, bro. So Joey was like, okay, so you took my fucking money. Randy was like, cuz I knew I blew it. And I knew you'd be mad. I mean, even knowing all of that, I mean, I came back to look you in your eye and tell you the truth. Joey was like, like that fucking story about the witness. Randy was like, okay, I lied, all right? I lied. Because I was scared. All right. I figured if you sent my ass out of town, that would get me enough time to try to buy out something to make sure I could figure out and make it right. Joey was like, well, I'm running with my fucking money. $10K, Joey? You doing all of this to me just for 10 motherfucking K? Because that's all I took from the bag, man. Just enough to get away for a little while until I figured out how to make it up to you. Damn. Everything that you have ever asked me to do, I handled that shit. No hesitation. I ain't flinch. I didn't blink until this shit. I fucked up. So Joey says, so you admit that you're useless to me. Damn, Joey, he just gave you a whole soliloquy and you just talking about he useless? The man said that every job you gave him, he handled that shit. He shot the man. And the gun you gave him jammed. Now, you can't blame Randy for that now. Then Joey walks over to Marcel and says, Marcel, can you tell him what do we do with toys that are no longer useful? I swear, Okay, I can fix this shit, Joey. I will find his ass. I will finish this. I promise. Joey was like, well, look at here, look at here. Look who just grew a pair. Sorry, Randy. Oh my God, that ship has sailed. You had your chance, and you know you did. You don't get another one, right? Randy was like, my kid. Joey was like, look, your little boy and his mammy have nothing to fear from me at all. Randy says, so what are you and Timu Shaft over here going to do with me now? He called Marcel Timu Shaft. Oh my God. I hope Maurice hears this. Maurice, was that part of the script? Please tell me that was part of the script. Or whoever was the writer was bravo, whether it's female or male. You better call Marcel a Timu Shaft. So Joey was like, Randy, hell, I don't get my damn hands dirty. That's what Detective Malone is for. So by the time Malone was going to reach in his back pocket, tell him time to go, Dougie and Vanessa shows up. Yay! So we back. We back at the casino. So Dougie asked Randy, you good? So Randy said, look, nigga, you need to get the hell out of here. Both of y'all need to get the hell out of here, right now. Vanessa, interesting hospitality, Joey. Usually when I find you entertaining after hours, Dougie looking like this motherfucker. The guns stay holstered. Joey says, you both need to listen to the man and walk the fuck away. Vanessa's like, oh yeah, that's Detective Malone, right? Your poker buddy. Yeah, funny, I don't see any poker chips anywhere. Tell me something, Detective. What does Internal Affairs have to say about your moonlighting gig, huh? There go Marcel. You gonna wanna watch. Joey says, Malone, give us the room. Doug says, you heard the man. Yes. You know that the house always wins. But Randy's had my back since day one. And I'm right here to return a fucking favor. Go ahead, Dougie. Joey says, unless the favor becomes much more trouble than it's fucking worth. You two need to mind your own damn business. You have no idea what you both are stepping into. Oh, we have enough, Dougie says. We saw Randy spooked, so we tailed him to the airport. Next thing we know, your enforcer brings him back here at gunpoint. That's what Vanessa says. Okay. That makes it our business. All right, we're back at the red door. This scene is getting on my nerves because Martin is just punishing the kids, keeping them there. They can't go out with nobody because he won't tell them what the fuck is going on. They're gonna keep going back and forth and being mad with him. I'm worn out. All this heavy breathing that Martin is doing during this scene is just getting on my nerves. I'm tired. You won't even let us go out and you won't tell us why. You putting us on punishment. Oh no, I'm not saying that. I just want y'all to be careful. Child, I'm tired. Now I'm gonna stop right here. Samantha brought some things back to my memory, baby. She said that her and Keisha was about to do some facials tonight. And they was finna do some Ethiopian food. Oh my God. Every time I go to DC and I stay with my daughter, Mom, you need to get some Ethiopian. Child. I just don't remember DC being that yummy when I was there. Okay, the mumbo sauce, I miss my mumbo sauce. They be selling it in a bottle, but I don't like it. I mean, you have to get a certain type. They don't have it in the Carolinas. They tried that shit in one of these restaurants. I was like, this ain't no DC mumbo. No, mumbo sauce has been around. But anyway, she said, and I had to be like, okay, I'll talk about that. So Martin tells Samantha that, look, you and Keisha can do all that shit here. Eat mumbo sauce, get that red shit all over the place. We go ahead and pull out the Tide and wash some stuff. You do it over here. Y'all come over here. And you can see y'all friends at school. And they're looking like, it's summer vacation. There is no school, nigga. Now he talking about, look, I just want y'all home. And so Samantha's like, for how long? Till I let y'all fucking know. It's like you trying to keep these kids prisoner because you won't let the people do their job. You're really acting paranoid. You talking about the kids in school. You talk about you going crazy. You around there just yoking up every white man there is on earth. Smitty, don't bring your ass at home. Please don't. So he gives them some hug and just want them to give him some peace. So, all right, Martin, whatever. We at the precinct. He just wearing me out. I'm just like, let that shit go. Why you get an alarm, get an alarm, get a gun, get a dog, get something so that Kenneth won't bring his ass over there no more. Get something. Shit. We're back at the precinct, and Smitty is like, you know what? I can't prove anything yet, but I'm not gonna let this shit go. Jacob was like, see, that's what makes your ass a real dangerous reporter. So Smitty says, like, now that you've been warned by the chief and your partner, are you still in this? So Jacob was like, well, let's break it down. Let's see what we got. So we got Smitty with his little notepad and his pen. Let's do it. So they're talking about the $5,000 that he claims that he won at the casino that night. So Jacob's like, I would have bought that shit. I would have believed him if I hadn't really seen him myself, in the alleyway that time when Joey had given him a envelope full of cash. I saw that shit with my own eyeball. So Smitty was like, well, yeah, the $5,000 alone could definitely paint him as a dirty cop. However, we got that $500,000. Smitty was like, damn, that's some life changing money. I'm like, you're not lying. I would love that shit. Give me 250, honey. Give me six figures. I'll take that shit and make it life changing for me. Whew. Jacob's like, look, see, that's why that nigga got one foot out there in here, and he got his other one ready to run the fuck out of here on his retirement. That man ain't gonna retire. I got that feeling, baby. He ain't gonna retire. So Smitty was like, yeah, that's like full circle too, because all of that does link back to the night that Martin came home with his clothes all looking all a fucking mess, looking like he had seen a damn ghost. So Jacob was like, well, I mean, damn, have you just tried to ask his ass straight up? And so Smitty was like, man, every chance I damn get. But I keep hitting a damn brick wall every time. He don't want to say shit. You keep telling me some bullshit story about how he got a flat tire with Vernon, and then you have Vernon defending the Malone at his IA hearing. Y'all see who the common denominator is, baby? Yeah, it's the senator. So here come that music, and Smitty is like, I wondered that night 2 years ago. I mean, was anybody here? Was Malone even here? Did anybody even see him at all? So he's trying to pull up Malone's calendar, his personal records. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna pull up his shit because he might have doctored up his, but I could look at mine, see what the fuck was going on. I'm checking to see where we was at, looking at the calendars, looking at all of this shit. It might be a long shot, but we can look at least check. So Jacob's still looking. He says he don't see nothing that's real funny about the day that the deposits was put on Malone's account, but the day before, nigga. That was the day that he took his detective exam. He says it was also a work day, so I had to stay here to study and because I was working late. So Smitty was like, all right. Baby. Do you remember seeing Marcel? So they showed this flashback in black and white when Jacob was in his little uniform. He looked cute. So he bumped into somebody. I don't know who it was, or somebody's shoulder. Well, we are back at Uptown. And Andre is answering the question. He said, well, I'll be lying if I said that I've been a monk since I've been back. No, you ain't been no monk. But you're acting like a monkey. Not racist, y'all, but just acting like a... Then he could go... Look on IG and TikTok. You see how them monkeys be doing them female gorillas and stuff. They be... That's how he been acting. This ain't racist, y'all. Please don't get on me about that. Please. Okay. Then he said, oh, yeah, but actually there was someone. He looking at Danny. Someone who I thought could be real, something real nice. Why is he talking like or at least it could have been, and Danny is looking unfazed. Ooh, he said, but this woman kept her foot in the past, and she didn't know what she wanted. Keep looking at her in her face. He don't know. This girl just went to a wedding and went the fuck off. Ooh. She made me nothing more than her little side plot in her story. Wow. So Danny was like, ooh, okay. Well, paint us a picture. What drew your wandering lens to this lady? I mean, what was she like? And Ashley looking like, okay, oh, I feel like I'm the third leg. Yes, you is, Ash. He says, funny you should ask. She is a lot like you, Danny, actually. Ooh. Yeah, main character energy, always. Wow. She runs through people's lives like she's the only one who matters. Ashley was like, do I know her? He says, who she is ain't fucking important. Oh my God. I am so scared to press play. I am. Danny was like, well, on the contrary, I think she sounds absolutely riveting. So Ashley was like, well, yes and no. And Danny was like, excuse you. Well, I just think that anyone who had a shot for someone this genuine just let it slip through their fingers is crazy. Danny says, valid point. This woman clearly needs her head examined. So they're back from after the commercials, and we see Danny just swaying, stirring her martini. He go Andre talking about, well, he go with that goofy side, calling this woman, quote unquote crazy. I wouldn't go that far. When someone's been burned before, I mean, I can understand how certain feelings stay around. You trying to clean it up, for a while at least. And then Ashley was like, don't you think? And Danny cut her the fuck off. Said, no. Why don't you enlighten us, dear Andre? I mean, what was this woman's cardinal sin? I mean, like I said, she cut off Ashley. Ashley just kind of leaned back, like, what the fuck? Girl, you are intruding on our date. I mean, you acted like this is Jeopardy. How did she fail in meeting the wandering eye of Mr. Andre Richardson? I mean, the globe-trotting photographer to the stars. He says, I try not to judge anybody's journey, but consistency matters. She was like, does it now? He said, yes, it does. They act like they don't even hear Ashley. Ashley, go, girl. Go over there with that lady with that old paisley skirt on and her pink jacket. Go to the bar, girl. He said, look, it helps you know where you stand. I mean, if someone is going to hold a torch for their ex, at least be fucking real about it. Especially when we all can see the smoke signals anyway. Now, Ashley is readjusting herself in the chair. Like, because she knows how Danny goes crazy over Bill. Because, that we just saw how she was cutting a fool at the hospital with baby girl. Aunt Haley with this fake old pregnancy. And that's right, she know that Haley ain't even pregnant. Girl, you need to tell Danny that while you sitting at the table. Yeah, Danny was like, that's a real fucking interesting perspective. She says, oh, but yeah, that might be another angle. So Andre was like, well, enlighten us. Now, I don't know this woman personally, honey. I really don't. I'm just theorizing, all right? But maybe the problem wasn't her torch. Maybe you weren't just worth keeping it lit for her. He says, as you already pointed out, and look, I've got options and my references are impeccable. Ooh, they just talked about fucking right there in front of Ashley, and she don't get it. I never leave a lady unsatisfied. And Ashley's like, oh, size 11 shoe, huh? Danny was like, except for one, apparently. So he drinks his beer like Touche. Drinks his beer. Okay, we're back at the casino, girl. Oh. So Joey tells Vanessa, take your husband and get the fuck out. You never seemed to mind my company before. I mean, what happened to that charming man who always had time for a drink? Does potential homicide make you antisocial? He says, Vanessa. What? I'm just calling the scene as I see it. My husband's closest friend looks like death warmed over. Your pet cop delivering him to you at gunpoint. What's the next act? A midnight swim in concrete shoes? That's how it works in the movies, right? Dougie, maybe you shouldn't antagonize the man, babe. Joey, maybe you should listen to your husband and hear me. This conversation is over. You know what? You're right. No more talk needed. We're leaving. Wise choice. And we're taking Randy with us. Now, I ain't never cared too much for her, when it comes to damn Vanessa, but she playing this today. Normally I needed, I was so locked into the damn conversation. She doing this. Take over, honey. She's showing Joey who's boss. She is, clearly. And Dougie is there to follow. I'm so happy that they followed Marcel. Like I said, Marcel is getting sloppy, baby. He's getting real sloppy. You didn't look behind you to see people was following you back to the casino with scared ass Randy in the car. Oh my God. So we're back at the red door, and so Samantha was like, look, I'm going to go upstairs and go catch up on some shows. Girl, I don't blame you. Because this scene is getting on my damn nerves. Well, Martin goes and locks the red door, and then he sits on the couch with a bat in his hand. So you gonna hit the first white man that comes to the door? That man ain't coming back. Remember, he said he wanted his money at sunrise. You forgot that? It ain't sunrise. Who, you're not a good listener, Martin. Not at all. So we're back at the precinct. So Smitty was like, look, for me, my husband means everything to me. This is really for him. So I'm nervous for him. So Jacob was like, well, look, we don't know that for sure. I mean, he's around here walking around here like his nightmares are eating at him, and I can't even get him to even admit that the fucking nightmares even exist. So Smitty was like, look, if you want to pull back, Jacob was like, look, I didn't say that shit. Look, I need answers too. More than you even fucking know. So Smitty tries to pack up and leave. He said, yeah, it's getting late. I need to go home. And I don't want Naomi blaming me for keeping you here at the precinct all night, not getting you home in a reasonable time. So we got to get out of here. So Smitty thanks Jacob. Oh my God. Hopefully Martin don't beat the shit out of Smitty with that baseball bat. Anyway, Smitty thanks Jacob for having his back on this because he said he wouldn't have been able to crack this code at all without Jacob's help. Oh, ain't that sweet? So Smitty was about to leave, so Jacob was like, well, hold on. You said if you found out that Martin was mixed up in this shit that you would keep quiet. Okay? So Smitty was like, well, I know that we are together on this. So yeah, I'll keep my ass quiet. Protecting him would have to come first. And Jacob was like, I know, I just needed to hear that shit out loud. So as soon as Smitty leaves, fine glass of wine, Elon puts his hands on his shoulder. He asks Jacob, you alright, boy? You alright, son? So we are back at the casino. So Joey talking his shit to Vanessa. Well, look at you, strutting in here like you own the fucking place, playing lady protector. Well, playtime is over. It's time for you both to get back behind those gates where you both belong. I hear the country club has a hell of a wine list. It does. But it's not that simple anymore, Joey. Doug, it's time for you to check your woman before this shit gets ugly. That's not how we operate. Besides, there's no forcing my wife to do any fucking thing. You're aware how focused and determined I can be, Joey. Qualities that I usually admire, but not in this situation, girlie. Then we'll get out of your way. That's what Dougie says. But Randy walks with us, or else things will get complicated. That ship has sailed, or maybe even sunk. Think carefully, Joey. Our arrangement has been mutually beneficial. I'm sorry. Think carefully, Joey. Our arrangement has been mutually beneficial. Child, I need to put my glasses on, right? It'd be a shame to throw all that shit away. You are playing a dangerous game. And you're not? I mean, if you harm Randy, it not only could inconvenience you in a number of ways, it could cost your ass too. Weighing the odds, ain't that better for you if Randy just disappears? Just what I had in mind. In my mind, he remains perfectly healthy, but is removed from your domain. Go ahead, tell him, Vanessa. Tell him, girl. You won't have him followed, tracked down, or most importantly, harmed in any way. And in exchange, he'll promise to stay gone, won't you, Randy? I swear it. And Doug, he'll make sure of it. Right, Dougie? You can count on it. Joey folds his arms and talking about, well, what if I refuse? She said, then I'll fucking walk away permanently. Tell him, Vanessa. Now, James, you still don't like Vanessa, honey? This is a nasty Vanessa that you should appreciate, right, James? So we back at the precinct. So again, Elon asking Jacob, you good? You looking stressed, my boy. You look more stressed like the time that you were playing ball in the house and cracked your mama's Boys to Men collection. Yeah, you should be stressed. You can't be cracking Boys to Men. He better have said Boys to Men, because if it was New Edition, Put his ass in jail. I'm an NE for Lifer fan. Put his ass in jail. Yeah. So Jacob is looking stressed. So he goes back into his memory. The person who bumped into him was his pops. So he wanted to tell his father that he just crushed the detective exam, but he was running out. Like Elon was like, I gotta go, nigga, I gotta go. So poor Jacob, he's like, you can see, like, Dad, just tell me the truth about this whole Smitty and Detective Malone thing. Like, please just tell me the truth. I mean, you could tell on his face that he's begging his father to just tell me, Dad, please. Just tell me. So he's like, let me guess. Couldn't leave it be, could you? No, that baby want to know. He looks so hurt. I feel sorry for Jacob. He really looks desperate. So Jacob's like, you know how I move. I can't take this shit lightly. You are the standard I measure against. Go ahead, Jacob. You are the kind of cop that I want to become. And Elon's like, yeah, and you're already making me proud, son. Damn. So Jacob goes on and tells Elon about those crazy ass deposits that's in Marcel's account. Whew, let's see what Elon gonna say. You better stick to the story, or did they even talk? Oh my God, I bet you Elon gonna tell a whole different fucking story. So, Daddy, again, I told your ass to leave it alone. These fucking reporters is making you look bad. No, I can't because I believe him, Pops. You know, Malone got $500,000 cash put in his account. I need to know if you knew about this shit. Cash, Dad. So Elon was like, wait a minute, you telling me there's no explanation for that shit? So Jacob was like, yeah, I mean, he said it's sharing some property with his dead sister and they got that money from an inheritance. And so Elon was like, well, you know, that's easy enough to confirm. I mean, so he's like, well, yeah, I mean, the sister was in part of some untraceable cash deal and now she dead. So it can't be verified. So Elon was like, well, boy, like, what is you asking me? So he says, Jacob was like, look, Malone thinks that this shit's going to disappear forever, but Smitty is like a pit bull with a bone. What you asking me? What I'm asking you is, do you think he'll find anything? I need to know. Oh my God, hopefully Martin don't beat Smitty up by the head, baby. Okay, so we got another flashback of that night. Martin had that same fucking bat, baby. It was wailing on somebody. So everybody had to come and save him. Elon had the same outfit that he had on when he was running through the black and white memory of Jacob. So he came there that night. We see Marcel. Everybody's there. And you can see Martin just wailing on somebody. Just wailing, wailing, wailing. So Smitty did come home and wake him up, and he told Martin that he's safe. Martin was sleeping with that fucking bat in his hand, his lap. So he good now. He real good, but God dog it. Well, we are back at Uptown, so yeah. So Ashley is trying to move the subject on, or at least get on with their day. So she says, well, I mean, as fascinating as this is to hear, and Danny was like, oh my God, you think so too? Girl, go home, Danny. Please, please. Then regale us with your wide-eyed wisdom. She's making her sound like she's giving them advice as a couple. Which side of the fence do you fall on? Danny's waiting. Ashley was like, girl, the side with my bed on it, girl. I don't mean to be rude, Danny, but we were here for a while before you showed up, girl. And I think that it's time to call it a night. Because my pussy's wet. Yeah, whatever. She told me she got a early shift tomorrow. So he told me, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. My bad. I shouldn't have let it drag on so long. So Ashley was like, it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to go to the bathroom and freshen up so y'all can talk. So we can go. Because they need to talk. Ooh, this is going to be a talk, baby. Oh, she's absolutely precious, Andre. Like a little baby deer finding its footing in the forest. Oh, she's hating. How nice of you, how charitable to offer your mentorship to someone so naive and impressionable. He's like, oh my God. Okay, can you drop the performance now, Danny? I'm not entertained. So Danny was like, oh, you're not? Well, what then? He said, you're seething. She said, me? Jealous of her? Oh, no, no, no. If anything, I'm just experiencing secondhand embarrassment from this narrative that you're creating. He says the anger isn't for me, Danny. You are really angry because you realize what you carelessly lost. I thought that they just made it official. What the fuck is he talking about? He talking about what she threw away. I'm like, you're gaslighting because you just made it official. Okay, did we Did they skip? I'm confused. Oh my God. Oh my God, if I had known. If someone had only explained to me that the absolute privilege of catching the eye of the legendary Lothario Andre Richardson, well, I would have lit candles. I would have praying prayers of gratitude that you even deigned to notice little old me. Go ahead, Danny. When I say she be working them lines, baby, I be putting in the work. But I know I can't read them as fast as she's saying. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck he doing. He gonna get bored. He gonna get bored as fuck with Ashley. Watch. Ah, you finished yet? Damn. I mean, if we're done, then I like to move the fuck on. That's what he tells her. She's like, done? Oh, darling, you know me. I'm just warming the fuck up. He's like, Danny, look, I'm not saying that you have to be grateful, all right? But you could at least be honest for once. Honestly, this conversation is starting to bore me. And then I say something about bored. He is definitely gonna get bored with Ashley. Watch. She's like I apparently bore you. You entice me, all right? I mean, I give you that, and you challenge me. He says you confuse me, annoy me. She says hurt you, avoiding that. She says as am I. What you don't do is bore me, Danny. Okay? He says this is not what this back and forth is about. All right? She says then what? It's about intention, Danny, all right? Either you want what we have or you don't. Either you are defending us to Nicole or you're running every time Bill Hamilton snaps his fingers at you. I mean, what the fuck is it going to be? She said both, nigga, both. Or damn neither. Life isn't that simple, Andre. You know what? Maybe you couldn't handle that, you know? That's why your ass ran off to somebody so basic that she makes vanilla seem spicy. She said vanilla. It seems spicy. Oh, yeah. I mean, Ashley is basic. The character, not the person. Yeah, she's very basic. Yeah. He's like, I swear to God, I never met nobody like you in my life, and I want to fuck you right now. And she says, and you won't. Not after you be chasing somebody who's barely post-pubescent nurses who still get carded at happy hour. And as soon as she's saying that, Ashley is walking up. This has not been the night for Ashley at damn Uptown. She shouldn't come there no more. First she saw Shanice, bad bitch Shanice. Now she's experiencing bad bitch Danny. Girl, there's no competition, honey. None. So Ashley comes up. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we talking about nurses now? So we are back at the casino. And guess who got the balls? Who got the biggest balls in the room, honey? Vanessa. Because Joey looks at Randy and said, Randy, I'm tired of seeing your fucking face. Get the hell out of here. Randy was like, really? So Joey says, I have a long damn memory for somebody who did me a solid. Now, you did turn me on to my wife cheating with that dealer. Oh, okay. So he told him. Okay. And that's going to buy you your life, at least for right now. Randy, wherever you fucking end up, you better count your blessings. So Randy is gone. So they about to leave. So Joey tells Vanessa, bitch, you stay. So we're back at the precinct. And so Elon was like, well, why the fuck you think that I would know anything about Malone or that bank account? Why you think? He's like, look, that night, it was 2 years ago. Well, boy, it's hard to remember what 2 years ago, man, especially at my age. Hey, you ain't lying, because I can't even remember what I did 2 hours ago, let alone 2 years ago. So Jacob says, look, Pops, I remember because that's the night that I passed my detective's exam. I was happy as fuck. So Elon with his fine smiling self talking about, oh yeah, that night. Oh, he looked like he smelled so good. So he goes about, talk about the fact that he was happy. He was tired because he worked long, but while he was he wanted to go home to Naomi that night, but he remembers it because he worked long. And so as he was looking through his paperwork, that's when his dad ran into him. And he remembers it because it's crystal clear. So Elon was like, well, why would something that small stick with you like that? Because he was in his street clothes. I think I said that. I said earlier that we see him in the same clothes in Jacob's black and white memory as we saw him in Martin's black and white memory. So he had on regular clothes. I did mention that. He said, because, yeah, you're the chief of police. And you would dare be caught in your street clothes at work, not looking the part. So yeah, that was real strange, real strange. He said that's the same night that Smitty said that Martin came home with some different clothes as well. Like, what the fuck, all y'all changing clothes and shit? Then he started feeding him some bullshit about changing a tire. Just a lot. He was like, say, look, something about this shit ain't right. And it's got a sitting U.S. congressman having fucking nightmares years after that shit happened. So something went down on that fucking night. So we back at the red door. And so Smitty is begging him, you need to tell me what the fuck happened. No, you can't ask me no more. Look, no more smoke screens. No more lying. I need to know what happened because something fucking happened that night. Because you can't even sleep. When you can't sleep, nigga, I can't sleep. Oh, Smitty got tears in his eyes. He said, whatever happened that night is breaking the man that I love apart. Piece by damn piece. Oh, Smitty. They both having deep conversations. You got Smitty grabbing the bat like, why the fuck are you sleeping with a weapon beside you? Tonight, we know we should have handled this shit months ago. You need to tell me what's going on tonight. And then we go back to the precinct and Jacob was like, look, everything I am is because of you. Everything behind this badge is because of you. You taught me that justice doesn't care about convenience. Ooh, you better say that, Jacob. Standing on what matters has to mean more than standing by your own damn people, even if it costs you. So I'm going to ask you one more damn time, Pops. What the fuck happened that night? So hopefully we get two of the stories. We got Martin telling Smitty and we have Elon telling Jacob. Let's see what happened, y'all. So when I tell you Smitty was begging him like, babe, please tell me. I can't. Yes, you can. You got to trust me. So it might ruin us both if you don't tell me. So you got to tell me. Please tell us. Tell us, boy. Tell us. So Ashley is back from peeing. And so she said, as much as I hate about cutting this short, are you ready to go? She asked Andre. He was like, yeah, the check's been taken care of. So Andre was like, yeah, let's bounce. So at least Ashley was like, Danny, do you want us to drive you? Because she know that Danny's been drinking. So Danny was like, oh, don't trouble yourself, darling. I think I'll stay here and have a nightcap. Then I can toast to my empty house, my empty bed, my empty life. And Ashley was like, well, that sounds dour. And Danny says, well, no, it's fine, really. When you lived as long as I have, honey, you get used to it. Youth is fleeting, huh? She said, you kids have fun. And Andre looking at her like, kids? He says, we will. Shall we? Ashley was like, yeah. He talking about, I'm sorry, as they walk away. She's like, no, that's okay. You don't have to apologize. That's what Ashley says. Oh, my God. Andre, don't come over there. Don't call. Don't. So Ashley was like, well, her on the other hand, shit. I was like, God, dog, y'all can't wait till y'all got out the damn restaurant to talk about her? God, dog. Anyway, we're back at the casino. So remember, Joey says, everybody can leave except for Vanessa. So she says, it's okay, Doug. I'll see you at home. Are you sure that's wise? Dougie said. Joey's not exactly known for his forgiveness. She said, "Was honey, it's a really damn good thing that I'm not asking for his fucking forgiveness." Vanessa. It's fine. Really. Oh, this is the last time we're going to see Randy. Bye, Randy. Bye. Or is it Reggie? So Dougie's like, come on, man. Let's grab a beer. Something tells me that we might need one. That's what he tells to Randy. Bye, Randy. Reggie, Randy. He said they might need 1 beer or 10 beers. So as soon as they leave, she says, is there a problem between us? Dougie's like, yes. Joey says, yes. The problem is your ass. The way you stick your fucking nose in my business. Wait a minute. I thought we were in business together. A business, not this one. Now, do you have any idea the risk you just took? The lines you just crossed? And my dick is hard right now. She says, maybe you should tell me and make it crystal clear. Draw me a map of all these lines I shouldn't cross. So she comes close to him and start rubbing on his chest. You know they got passion, honey. You know Joey is so fucking weak to Vanessa. So he tells her, don't ever do that shit again. She said, sage advice, but I probably will do that shit again anyway. His weak ass about, you drive me crazy, you know that? I told you that pool, whatever, pool stick is sticking up. She says, how crazy exactly? Then he grabs her by the waist and pulls her in and kisses him. And the door to the room is wide open. So they just kissing. I thought that Doug was going to come back, but he didn't. He went to that bar with Randy boy. Yeah. So we split screens between Martin and Smitty and Elon and Jacob. And I guess they finna spill the tea. I mean, we're like at the last few minutes, so I don't know if we're going to get it tonight or right now. So Elon just tells him how he really admires Jacob, of how he's become a fine detective, and you want to know how all of this adds up, and you want a simple fucking answer. And I'm just gonna tell you the plain and honest truth. It don't add up. It just don't. Martin with his long speech. I love you so much, and baby, I know that you wanna, know all this shit. But just because I'm not, and I keep a lot of shit locked up inside, and it's not because I don't want to tell you. It's not because I'm scared. You might think less of me. That's I just don't like tell him. God dog it. He keeps talking about he wants to protect their family and their future. So that's why it's like, I don't know. And so Elon, they go back to Elon and Jacob, your passion is for justice is blinding you, nigga. And you want justice, baby. There's some corruption behind that justice. So Elon was like, look, you coincidences and all this chaos and stuff, baby. Boy, Elon tells Jacob, look, you want me to tell you something, but the simple truth of it, I ain't got nothing to tell you. Looked at that boy and lied. Then we get back to Martin. I believe that you think you're protecting me. That's what Smitty says. And Smitty's like, look, you think that you're doing the right move, but it's the wrong move. I need you to be honest with me. And the only reason why I'm saying that Martin should be honest is because the more he doesn't say about it, the more he's driving people crazy. He don't want the kids to go nowhere. He's waking up in the middle of the night, screaming and shit. He's sleeping with baseball bats. He around there yoking up white folks. Everybody can see that something's wrong with his ass. He's seeing people. He told his mammy that something was wrong. It's like he need to get it out in the atmosphere, get it off of him, because he's driving himself crazy and the people around him. So you're protecting yourself and your family, but you're also driving us all crazy too. So Elon tells Jacob, look, let those ghosts rest. Stick to the crimes and stuff that you used to. Let that shit, sleeping dogs lie. Don't go through shit that you don't need to be going through. Just stick to the loony Leslie shit. Then you be all right. So he said, whatever you say, Pops. So Martin decides not to tell him. So he getting late. He's tired. Yeah, you tired because every time you lay down, damn it, you jumping up. Shit, I'll be tired too. Like I said, I'm tired. So it goes off like that. It goes off at Martin and his high booty, and they go up the stairs, him and Smitty. So I thought they was going to at least talk about it, but damn, did they give some type of blood sacrifice or what's going on? Because ain't nobody talking. We still don't know. Remember they had the meeting and they didn't even tell us. Today's episode was good. It was good. It was good. But I'm tired. I'm ready to know what happened. We know that Martin killed somebody, so I don't know if it had anything to do with the racist brother, or if it's anything to do with Samantha and Tyrell's past. I don't know, but it's something that's not good, and so I can't wait. It's like, are they gonna wait till September sweeps? I mean, damn, it's July. Shit. All right, that's the end of episode number 86 of Beyond the Gates. My recap, y'all know we do this every day except for on the weekends, unless I'm a little late on Friday. And don't forget, we are splitting things because I don't want our videos to be long. So I'm doing the front porch talk in its own separate video. So y'all still have a chance to talk, hem and haw, talk about everything you want to talk about. And then I'm going to save the recap for its own content because I want to keep the content the content. I want to be able to let people hear the recap itself. But I still want y'all to know that we can hear and listen and chit and chat and hem and haw about your comments because I love them all. So, yeah, I had to make that decision because I was like, an hour and a half video? Hell no. This video is going to be probably about a little over an hour because of me and my little commentary. But y'all take it easy, be blessed, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.